morning everyone, my name is Crystal and welcome to my YouTube channel. It is Saturday morning and I'm here in my flat in Rochester, Kent. I've just watered my plants on the balcony and they're coming along nicely. We've got a few half mini sunflowers which are really nice. So it's Saturday morning. I've got up, like I said, I've watered my plants, I've fed my cats and Max as well, and he's curled up there. It's still relatively humid. It is 22.5 degrees inside this flat. It's still relatively warm. It feels a bit cooler outside, but inside this flat is quite hot still. Right, so Alexa, good morning.
Good morning, and happy birthday to Radio 1, first broadcast on this day in 1967. The playlist included the Flower Pot Men, the Box Tops, and Herb Alpert and the Tijuana Brass. Not sure any of them will be on Radio 1 today, but happy birthday anyway, Pop Pickers.
So 1967, the year before I was born, Radio 1 was born. Radio 1. Don't listen to that so much now. I listen to LBC radio because I've got older and I like a bit of news and a bit of chat. I like Virgin Radio as well. Quite fond of that, Chris Evans and Graham Norton. Alexa, what's the time please?
It's 8:36 a.m.
Alexa, what's the date today?
It's Saturday the 30th of September.
Alexa, what's the weather like?
In Rochester, it's 10 degrees Celsius with clear skies and sun. Today, you can expect partly sunny weather, with a high of 19 degrees and a low of 10 degrees.
Alexa, can you tell me a joke?
Where do most superheroes live? Cape Town.
Right, Alexa, whose birthday is it today?
Today's famous birthdays include Dutch racing driver Max Verstappen, American actor Ezra Miller, Italian actress and model Monica Bellucci, American film and television actress, comedian, screenwriter, TV director, producer, author and activist Fran Drescher, and American actress Angie Dickinson.
Right guys, so like I said, it's Saturday morning. I'm not planning on going anywhere today. Since I went out a few days ago, I've been feeling very tired. I still feel very hot. So I'm just going to relax indoors. Last night I took Max out for a walk after I'd uploaded a video to YouTube. So it must have been about 7:20. So I've got to be careful, my cat. No, it's not my cat. Sometimes I like to get some air through the window, and my cat's got a habit of trying to like climb onto the windowsill. I think that's someone going in the bin store. It's probably the male cleaner. Sounded like my cat had jumped on the balcony. Yeah, it is the cleaner in the bin. So, must have been 7:20. I walked out of the building and just walked onto the field. People everywhere because it's near the co-op, and you know, people go out on a Friday night, don't they? They get ready to go out, they're going out, or they've come back from going out. So I walked straight onto the field with my torch. There were people on the field, but I obviously couldn't see their faces. I could see torches, I could see green dog collars, but I couldn't see their faces because it was dark. So I was dodging torches and shiny dog collars. So I walked around the field just relatively quietly, and near 8 o'clock I came off the field and just walked home. I've not been filming outside. When I stop filming, people start doing outrageous things, like that man bending over in front of me yesterday afternoon. But I'm just fed up of it. I'd like a bit of different scenery, I'd like to go somewhere different, film somewhere different, and keep doing the same thing. With the people doing, this has been going on for 3 years. People bending down right in front of my face, when's it going to stop? It's getting boring and repetitive, isn't it? Like I said, it's all after a conversation I had with my son over WhatsApp. It started up again. The bending over at me. I'm a woman. I find it offensive when a man just gets in your way and then bends over right in front of your face. But there you go. I just smile, laugh, and I was listening to Ed Sheeran's new music yesterday, Paper Bag, and he was singing about nobody cares. It's the day that I was born. That's one of the lines to one of his song's lyrics. No one cares. It was the day that I was born. And I hate those two words. I hate them. It rubs me up the wrong way and I get upset. Nobody cares. Because someone out there does. They do care. You might need to search a little bit to find them, or you might have to pick up your phone and talk to them, or there is someone that cares, believe you me. Nobody ever believed that, because I started to believe that, and I went down a really low slope to rock bottom. Never believed the words nobody cares, because they do. They do care. I go through massive depression. I'll go through weeks of it, walking around all miserable and depressed, because I've listened to what somebody said. Somebody's been extremely rude to me. Someone's insulted me. Someone sent me a nasty message or wound me up the wrong way. But there is somebody that cares. Because look at my birthday. Look at my birthday. So that song is irrelevant to me, because somebody did care on my birthday, didn't they? So those songs were made before I had my birthday. They came out on YouTube before I had my birthday. Before I had my birthday, I was saying I think my birthday is going to be a pile of crap. Right, so I was alone on my birthday. So what? How many people are alone on their birthday because they can't see their loved ones because they're in a different country? They might be seriously ill. Do you know what I mean? Somebody does care. I do. You might not be able to physically be there with somebody, but you can still care. Sending someone flowers cares. So, sometimes when you're depressed, you want a song to cheer you up, not make you feel even worse. Do you know what I mean? So I came back off the field. And I came back into the flat. He's got his kids upstairs. He has them like every 2 weeks. He's probably a split family. And I feel sorry for people like that, because it's extremely difficult for the partner that hasn't got full access to the kids. And it's upsetting for the kids as well. So I'm not going to moan and groan. I don't want to moan and groan anymore. I want to try and understand and then just accept it, right? what is the point of shouting, screaming, moaning? It's going to make things worse. No one does anything anyway. So, yeah, there was a bit of noise, but it wasn't terrible. There was one occasion where I jumped out of my skin, I must admit, over in the corner. I was sat watching the telly and there was a really loud thump. But then that's kids, they don't understand, do they? So you don't get cross with kids, it's not their fault. So I try to understand why they like it, and then I carry on with what I'm doing. I might go, fuck it, what the fuck was that? But I mean, I'm not going to scream and shout and lose my temper. I mean, it's once every 2 weeks now. When I first moved in, it was every fucking day. That's a different story when it's affecting your life every single day. But it's like, at the moment, it's once every 2 weeks. So I watched a film, and it was a violent film. It was about a woman and her boyfriend going out for a drive, and then there was a bit of road rage when a car went in front of them, and the guy stabbed her boyfriend to death. It was an older film, and the lady's name was Cable, Miss Cable. So her boyfriend was drunk. He got drunk the night before, so she drove the car, and then this guy went in front of them. There was a bit of road rage. The boyfriend said he'd get out the car and deal with it, and then he got stabbed to death and beaten up. And it was horrific, and it was an older film, and it made me a bit shocked. I think I'd seen it before, but as I've got older, it gets more vivid to me, and it's quite shocking, all the blood. And he died after being beaten up and stabbed on the road and it goes on from there. But I didn't watch it all because I found it distressing. I just didn't want to watch it. I watched various other bits of YouTube videos. There was a fair bit of noise, but I was taking no notice of it because I was distracting myself with other things. I've got my diary to write, there's the YouTube videos to listen to, and I was distracting myself from it. I went to bed approximately 11:45 last night in the evening. 11:45, and I slept right through till 4, because I always get up in the night for something. Went back to bed at 4, and then the kid upstairs was screaming mummy, and pounding up and down on the ceiling where I was sleeping, and he was screaming mummy. He screamed mummy once, and then he ran up and down the ceiling loads of times, and then he obviously settled down and it stopped. All the time I was so tired from going out to Strood the other day. I really wasn't taking any notice of it. It does make you jump out of your skin when you're lying underneath someone that is pounding the ceiling with their feet. It makes you jump more than anything. But I've learnt to cope with it. I mean, I'm not doing a performance where people are listening to me shouting, swearing, hitting the ceiling, and then I go and stand out. I've gone and stood out on the balcony today, and people turn their back on you. They turn their back on you. So I went out, I'm not upset, but I remember in 2020 and 2021 that I had to flee and sit and stand on the balcony because the noise was so bad, and people turned their back on me. They saw me on the balcony, they shut their doors, and they looked at me as if I wasn't there and invisible. Now, that noise isn't as bad as it was, and I just went on my balcony to water my plants, and somebody turned their back on me. That's life though, isn't it? When people think that you're in trouble or you need help, they turn around and either turn a blind eye or turn around and ignore you, or think it's funny. So I am going to take you outside because this is not happening to my mother in Chatham. It's happening to me in Rochester, right? It's not happening to my mum. So, here's my elephant watering can. I'll just finish off what I was doing. See the sunflowers? They're mini sunflowers, they're small ones. I haven't got a washing line. My clothes are on the balcony on dryers. So my plants are coming along well there. So I just wanted to do that because a lot of the time some people think this is happening to my elderly mother Jennifer up in Chatham. It's not. My mother Jennifer has an old lady living above her because those flats at Durrell Gardens, they're for older people. They're for people, well, I'm 55 now. I qualify for an over 55s flat myself now because I am an older woman now. But back when my mum and dad moved into Durrell Gardens in Chatham in 2013, I was 45. I was 45 years old in 2013. So I wouldn't have qualified for moving in there. Because several times there's been a flat vacant in Durrell Gardens, but I've not been old enough to get one. But I am now. So my mum's got an old lady living above her. I've got a man that lives by himself during the week and has his kids over at the weekends. And I find that most properties in Medway are not soundproof. The doctor's surgeries aren't soundproof. I can hear other people speaking in the next room about their ailments. Now somebody should sort out the soundproofing because that is a lack of privacy. It's like the walls everywhere I go are made of cardboard and paper. I mean, when I went to meet somebody in London, he actually put his fist through the wall. It was so thin. There were footprints in the ceiling, and there were holes in the wall where he'd punched it. It's like a movie set. It's cardboard and paper. You can hear. I told you, when I'm sat watching my telly, when those people move in next door, if they're right near my wall and I'm sat near the television, I can hear what they're saying. And it shouldn't be like that. That's wrong. I mean, I'm divorced, obviously, and access with children is difficult, especially if one partner doesn't want you to have access to the children, and you have to fight just to see and speak to your children. It's difficult, and sometimes the children are more with one partner than the other, and when they come and visit you, they're all angry and agitated and fed up, and they've got to get used to a new environment, and they don't like it, so they can start hitting you, scratching you, pulling at you, screaming. been used to living with the other partner, with your partner, and not you. I've been through it myself. I'm on my own now, and I've been through stuff. I know what it's like, and it's difficult. I'm not going to scream. I'm not going to shout, and I've always said that it's the people outside rubbing me up the wrong way. Some of them, like, you know, thinking that I'm going through hell on earth in this flat when I'm not at the moment. And they do things to cause trouble and upset me because they want me to get cross and angry. And it's not kids' fault that you divorce. It's not the kids' fault that you don't get on with each other. And they you know, it affects them. It does affect them. So, I mean, I've got a kid thumping right above me now. So it's like he's jumping on the ceiling with both of his feet, but I'm not cross. Just went out there the first thing this morning, a bloke turns his back on me. But I'm not angry. People get far worse than me. If you go and live up in London, you can get, it's terrible. Or you live in somewhere that's really, really deprived. I'm very lucky compared to other people, so I'm not complaining. But in this life, you've got to rely on yourself because people will turn their back at you. When you bare your soul, they laugh at you and they make songs about it. They make songs about your misery. You know, I've got a small YouTube channel. It's got 3,000 subscribers. For every one of those subscribers, I'm very, very grateful. They've helped me continue to do my channel, and I'm very grateful for their support, especially the one that's wished me happy birthday when from Ireland. So I'm really, really grateful. But then, you know, famous people have got 10 million subscribers. Russell Brand had millions of subscribers. He's still got them. And we don't yet know whether he's guilty or not of what he's done. Do we? You can follow someone and they can be a sexual predator and you don't even know about it. And 10 million people follow them. And then all of a sudden it comes out, they've done this, they've done that, and you don't know who to believe, if it's true. And you feel guilty for following them because they could be a sex pest. Are they or aren't they? Well, you need to find out properly, you know, because people need to know, are they following a sex pest? Because, you know, that Russell Brand, that was all supposed to be in his past, right? And then you start to wonder, is he still like that now? Isn't he? Isn't he? We need to know. We need to know the truth, not bits of fiction or half-truths or this, that and the other. You really need to find out if it's 100% true before you start banding it about that someone's guilty, because that can cause them harm. I don't know what to believe. I mean, just lately, everyone's a sex pest. There was Hugh Edwards. Everyone's a sex pest. Like it's some kind of normal thing to do now, isn't it? Every so often, another one, another BBC presenter, another one. I don't know what to believe myself. Is this country safe? You know, we've got had pests in royalty. Prince Andrew. That's all been covered up. Our royalty safe? You know, is this country safe? We've had MPs that have been sex pests. Matt Hancock, you know, with that woman in the lift. And then he's allowed to go on Celebrity Jungle and make money. I mean, this country is backwards. It's looking after the wrong people. And I told you, I think rich people's wages should be capped. And And if they want to continue to earn after they've got millions and millions, they should donate it to charity. That's what I think. I think once someone comes to a certain amount of millions, it should be capped. And if they still want to work when they don't even need to, because those jobs could be given to younger people so that they could learn a trade, I think that they should give their money to charity once they've, including the royals, once they've, 300, what can you do with 300 million? You can help people that are dying, you can help people get homes, rather than hog it to yourself and count it in your counting house. With the amount some people are earning, there shouldn't be people homeless and unable to access proper NHS care, because the NHS dentists are going private. There are people out there that continue to make money while there's people starving in Great Britain, and they don't even need that money. It's tucked up away somewhere, useless. They just keep earning and earning and earning it. I'm going to get on with the rest of my day, and people will continue to be cruel and nasty to me, and I will just continue to carry on doing what I'm doing. See you later.